Welcome to another episode of the Emerging Lawyer at the Coffee Conference Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum, TIF, and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is studying strategic approach to corporate law. We have with us Akshat Pande, the founder and managing partner of Alpha Partners, a full-service law firm with operations in India and Dubai. With over 12 years at the helm, Akshat has been instrumental in advising MNC on cross-border transactions, corporate restructuring, and regulatory compliance. From his experience in the UK to leading multi-jurisdictional legal teams in the MENA region and India, Akshat's journey is one of resilience and innovation. So, welcome Akshat to today's international coffee episode.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
So, Akshat, let me explain you you must be aware of the two rounds, professional, personal, but
Correct.
there is a surprise rapid fire round.
Oh,
So,
okay.
वहां पे आपको है ना funny, wit and quick. So आपको एक Christmas gift मिलेगा.
Okay. A book to read. Okay, great.
Yeah, it will help you जो आपकी you want to implement technology solutions, so this will be the right one
Sure.
to अपना ये है. It will be written by me. I will autograph and send it to you. So it will be one more memories for you to carry forward.
Thank you so much.
So,
Thank you.
So friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation and a legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. So I help law firms, corporate legal, startups, and companies with world-class legal tech solutions to improve their work-life productivity and become profitable. So friends, Akshat, my first question, what motivated you to transition from corporate law to establishing your own legal practice?
So, thank you so much for this opportunity, and it's great talking to you. And I would love to have a chat with you, even if you have not switched on the record button. It's a great fun to talk to you. What inspired me for starting my own firm? I think before starting my own firm 12 years ago, I was working with various law firms where I've worked with international firms. I've worked with Indian law firms, big law firms like Fox Mandel, as well as a startup firm like SRGR, which grew into a very big firm. So that was a wealth of experience that I had. And to be very honest, being a first generation lawyer, obviously an eye opener that as a lawyer, what all you can do as a corporate lawyer. I transitioned from an IP lawyer to a corporate lawyer to a full-fledged transactions lawyer. And then I felt that in 2012, it's the right time to, venture out and start and see where I stand as a professional, because I strongly believe that every professional should uh, have the taste of starting their own practice or starting their own firm, whether they merge it into a bigger firm or whether they practice in different ways or go in house later on in life, but still they should have this bent of mind of being an entrepreneur and an independent professional at some point of time. So that's what led me to start my own firm. When I started in 2012, we were expecting my son at that point of time, and my wife was not working, and I was not working because I had to resign from my previous firm. So we were, it was only that time that something pushed me to start my own firm, and I said, okay, fine, I'll give myself 6 months and see where it goes. If otherwise, I'll probably get another job or work somewhere. But thankfully, with God's grace, with all the best wishes from my parents and family, I think from day one we had enough work to keep us busy, and then obviously it's no looking back.
Wow, beautiful. So now, Akshat, what is the story behind naming your law firm as Alpha Partners, and uh, how did you envision its growth when you began your?
Okay. So the story behind the name was that I did not. I mean, basically, my approach to starting my firm was that the firm should have its own standing, have its own recognition, and it should not be known by the name of the partner or partners that have started it. So that's why I wanted to keep a neutral name. And well, Alpha is so Alpha means basically the best and the first. So and the abbreviation also is AP, which is my name's abbreviation also. So in sort of way, I have kept my name but not kept it also. So
Nice, nice.
yeah. So I mean, basically that was the thought process, and I did not have too much time to delve into what name should I keep, because it was like, I have to start it as soon as possible, and whatever is available as a domain name, I should just go ahead and do it. So yeah, so that was there. Um, uh, what was your second part of the question? Sorry.
Uh, your what if, when you started the firm, so you must have planned something, your growth plan. So what is the growth plan for your law firms कि आपको 5 years में यहाँ जाना है? What is it?
Sure. No, so I mean, the plan is obviously always progressive in nature. It keeps changing the way you keep growing, and you have to. If you are rigid about your plans, then you basically fall down. That's what my belief is. So you have to pivot from time to time, and you have to keep changing your plans, keeping in mind that there has to be some borderline that should not be crossed or should has to be followed, but uh, obviously things can change from time to time, like events which come in your life which are beyond your control, your plans don't work, then that's something that you have to plan around that also. So initially when I started, the idea was that I should set up a firm with capabilities of transactions and litigation and compliance management. uh, so we have been doing very well on the transaction side. When I say transactions, like M&A, private equity, venture capital, cross-border transactions, investments into India, investments out of India, angel rounds, from angel rounds till Series C and further, all types of investments. So we have done pretty well, and we have done, I think, good amount of work as far as sectors are also concerned. I mean, barring couple of sectors which are not, which are heavily regulated, like pharmaceuticals, etc. I think we have done work in almost every sector. Uh, and so that was the plan, that I will first set up a good quality transactional practice firm, and then maybe transition into more finer elements of, say, capital markets or banking and finance or project finance, etc., etc. Uh, but there were certain opportunities which came before, like Dubai, etc. So we'll talk about it in detail. But I think that is still on the wing. So we are looking at expanding our partnership also now.
Wow. So, Akshat, could you elaborate on the differences in legal practices between India and the UAE region, given your firm's operation in both regions?
Sure. So in UAE, I should clarify that we are not practicing in the local Sharia law, because that's something that we are not licensed to do. What we are advising the clients on is, again, similar type of transactional practice, or even if it's not related to India, but mainly focused on UK common law and not on Sharia law. So we generally work with free zone companies and not mainland companies. So having said that, the difference between India and UAE, well, I would say that as far as the complexity of the market is concerned, I think India is at least 20 years ahead of UAE, because India is extremely complicated as a jurisdiction as compared to UAE. UAE is much simpler, and there are very strong reasons why I say this. In the sense that India is obviously a democratic country. India is, it has state level and central level and municipal level and various types of laws, etc., which are multi-jurisdiction laws. So obviously the complexity creeps in anything that we work on. As far as UA is concerned, it is a kingdom. It is not democratic. It is, it is the laws are pretty straightforward, and the amendments in the law or the changes that they are carried out in the law, they are very very uh, easily implemented. It's there is no if and but and public policy and all these kind of softer things to be seen, and obviously that's why the laws are easier to implement and change overnight. But and UAE as a jurisdiction also is pretty new. I mean, most of the common law work is. Sorry, I'm getting double voice somehow.
Oh, I'm fine.
There is an echo of my voice. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. Sorry. So what I was saying is UAE is pretty recent in terms of common law jurisdiction or its experiment with the common law. So I think that ways it is different. Second, what I see is that there is obviously a subtle complexity in UAE as far as Sharia law and common law and French law and civil law and all these different types of laws that are applicable in various situations. So one has to be very careful and take good advice before doing anything in UAE. So that's what I feel is the main differences.
Wow. So Akshat, how do you manage your time and resources while leading firm in two distinct legal jurisdictions?
So I'm very, I'm very lucky to get good colleagues and good, lawyers that I work with. So as far as my Dubai work is concerned, mostly I do at a very supervision level. In the sense that Nikita, who is the local partner in Dubai, she takes care of most of the work, and she handles the clients which are UAE based, and if there are any Indian clients wanting to do work in UAE, so those are handled from our Indian offices, and and Nikita looks after and her team looks after the end in Dubai. As far as my personal time is concerned, I think I strongly believe in delegation. I think uh, if you have started your own business or if you have started your own work, then you should not be an employee of yourself. You should be, I think there is a lot of merit in building the right kind of processes and systems in the business, howsoever small it is, howsoever personal it is, or small in a small team. Obviously, there'll be smaller processes or easier processes, but still, it is very important to build one so that there is your personal time is not engaged too much in execution, and you can concentrate on building the business and growing the business rather than executing it. Um, there is a famous book from I'm forgetting the name of the author, but it's called This Is Strategy. It says that you should work on the business and not in the business. So I think that is something that is very important for any entrepreneur, managing partner, founder, whatever you want to call it. It has to be the team who should be doing the work for you rather than you doing the work yourself, doing everything yourself. So that is how I manage my team, manage my work. That we sit and discuss matters every morning, and then I let them do their job, and I do mine, which is growing the firm.
Wow. So my next question, what role does mentorship play at Alpha Partners and how do you contribute to grooming young legal talent?
Well, I strongly believe, and I tell this to my young associates also, that you will be thrown in the swimming pool and you will have to swim your way across. They will be help. I will be throwing, inflated tires as time and again, but you will have to swim your own way. So most of the execution work that we are doing, we have built a three-tier system where the associate is doing most of the work, or the junior most associate is doing most of the work, including client facing. including discussing with the client or telling the client why is it done the way it is done, or handling their queries and questions and interacting with, that builds a lot of confidence and a lot of confidence basically as far as the young associates are concerned, and they know exactly, because when they know that they have to face the client, they know that they cannot fool the client, because the client needs a solution to be built. They don't want your legal theories or the knowledge and etc. They need their work to be done, so they cannot fool the client, so they have to be well prepared. So that makes them prepare well. Makes them study the law and the documents and the facts and everything before talking to the client. So that, I think, that makes them a better lawyer, because if everything is the client facing is done by the seniors, then the juniors will never get to actually and they commit mistakes, they do the mistakes. We talk to the client, we take it up immediately. That's the best part of being a small team. But I think that's the best way to mentor a junior or an associate level lawyer. That and I always tell them that you are also a lawyer and I am also a lawyer. It's just that I happen to be born before you. So there's no senior junior as such. Every lawyer is equal. It's just that, I was born before, so I had the benefit of experience. That's all. So you will also have the same 10 years later, 12 years later. So they don't think yourself anything inferior from, knowledge is the same. So that builds a lot of confidence, that motivates them, that makes them, work in a better way.
Wow. Okay. Can you share a memorable case or project that shaped your journey as a corporate lawyer, Akshat?
I mean, there is not one case or matter or transaction that I can think of. There are few of them which were important. I don't know if they faced the if they made the journey possible or not, or if they made it more difficult. I don't know that, but yes, there are a couple of them. Like we've handled fairly large transactions in terms of volume and in terms of quantum of money involved. So those transactions are typically important, and you have to be very, very careful at every aspect of that transaction, especially when you are representing the acquisition or the investor side, because they are stepping into a large company and they have to be extremely sure about everything. So I think those were the transactions. Some of them were not very high value transaction, but they were extremely complicated and interesting to work on. Like for example, recently we did a transaction in which there were around 19 institutional investors sitting on board, and the company was headquartered in the UK, and they had a subsidiary in India, which was the operational company, and that operational company was getting acquired by an Indian company. But they did not want to invest in UK. So the investors had to be, kind of brought into the Indian company, and then the transaction happened. So it was fairly complicated. There were multiple, I think 7, 8 law firms involved in it from India, a couple of them from outside. So good fun.
Wow. Okay, Akshat, how do you balance handling cross-border transactions and regulatory challenges for clients across diverse industries?
Read and read more. That's the only secret. I mean, if you have to, first of all, you have to know the law of your country, and if you are venturing to step into some other jurisdiction, even if it is for a very specific purposes, like we do only transactions in UAE, we don't advise on local law or anything like that. But still, for that also, I think there is a huge amount of reading that is required. So at our firm, I think when we opened in UAE in 2021, around March or April, 2020, and thankfully it was like, not thankfully, but I mean, since it was COVID period, so we had fair amount of time at our hand. So 2021 and most of 2022 went in preparation for the new jurisdiction. So we we read a lot, we went through a lot of legal documents, acts, bare acts, precedents, judgments. A lot of things were actually, processed as information at our firm, and we kind of learned about the jurisdictions like DIFC and ADGM, and how to work there. So that made us confident, and obviously everything, since it was based on English common law, it was easier to digest and understand. But obviously every jurisdiction has its own peculiarities, so we have to learn that. So because that is the only secret sauce. I don't think there is any other shortcut or serious secret sauce that I can suggest to anybody, except for to pick up the book and read.
Wow. Okay. Akshat, you have worked in multi-jurisdictional regions. So how did it help you shape your career as a corporate lawyer and finally to forming Alpha Partners?
So before Alpha, obviously I worked in other firms and we advised a lot of foreign clients. We dealt with a lot of foreign law firms. I was, fortunate enough that in Foxmundle, when Foxmundle opened its London office in 2009, I was, I think, the first or the second person to be sent from India to work from London office, and I stayed there for 6 months. This is after my post graduation, so I was sent back to UK, and there I think most of the job that I had was to deal with, and I was a young senior associate at that time. It was not that I was very experienced or anything like that, but I got to talk to me and meet a lot of foreign firms who were interested in working with Fox Pande. So that was a brilliant experience for me, and it gave me a lot of confidence to talk to foreign, law firms from other countries, and work with them. So I think that shaped, a lot of confidence in me, and basically to work with, people from other jurisdictions. And then obviously in India, everybody was investing in India at that point of time, and there were multiple different types of transactions happening. So obviously you deal with foreigners every time. So it was not difficult. Once we opened in Dubai, I think that's a completely different ball game, because you are part of that jurisdiction and not just consulting with them. So that is very different from what I used to do earlier. But this is also good experience, good fun.
Okay. So Akshat, what has been your proudest moment in leading Alpha Partners over the past 12 years?
I think every year we complete 1 year, it is the proudest moment. So July 10th is our anniversary for Alpha. That's the day when we started our office formally. So I think every July 10th is a proud moment for us. But I think, there is not one thing that I can pinpoint on. I think personally, I think this is, transition from being a job to, part of my life. So obviously it is, every time we, get a big client, every time we, do something amazing for a client, every time a big invoice is paid to us, it's a proud moment.
Yeah, very true. So now, Akshat, my last question for your professional journey round. How has technology helped you and which legal tech tool has impacted your work?
Well, legal tech tool, we haven't used. For more mundane stuff like accounting and invoicing, etc. We used to use Intuit, QuickBooks, which was extremely helpful. It's very sad that they wrapped up from India and went away, because we were completely used to it. We started using that in, I think, 2013, and till the time we got the notice from them that they are closing down in India, we continue to use it. So that was a very, very useful tool for us. Second, I think this year only we have started developing tools for ourselves. So we have used the platform of Zoho to develop certain aspects of our practice, like CRM and lead management and workflow management, uh, uh, some stuff around accounting, invoicing, billing, as well as for. So this is basically we have used the platform but developed our own tool on that. So that is what we have recently completed. So the HR model of it is being completed, but rest of it is done. Next year is the target to work on the document management and template management.
Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. Uh, so now let's go to the next round and understand Akshat as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years, Akshat.
Okay. So um, my family, I mean, my parents, we are from UP, Lucknow. So my father used to work for a company, and my mother was a teacher, professor actually. Uh, Now both are retired. My sister, she's a practicing doctor in the US. She's an oncologist. My wife is a professor. Now she is part of our firm only. She used to teach till very recently, but now she's part of our firm as a CEO. So she looks after all this tech stuff and the knowledge management stuff, and all the marketing stuff that I used to take care, but now I've just offloaded everything on her. So we've lived all through in UP, most of the cities, till we shifted to Delhi in 2002, and since then we've been in Delhi.
Wow. Okay, let's go to your college days at Delhi University first. What are the experiences, actions over there?
So I don't know if you noticed, but I qualified as a company secretary first before being a lawyer. So I was working as a CS while I was doing my LLB, 2002 to 2005. So it wasn't easy. I mean, the whole day you work as a CS, and then in the evening you take classes in LC2. But the only saving grace was that my then girlfriend, now wife, was part of the same class. So that was the only excuse that she used to take me to the classes. So LLB we met there, and yeah, I mean it was a good experience. Evening classes, hardly you get to interact with anybody, but it was good. Teachers were good.
Okay, let's go to University of East Anglia. Uh, what are
Yeah.
the memories from over there?
So this answer will have two parts. One is slightly controversial, which I don't know if you would like or not. But after I took the decision of studying LLM from UK, and then I came back, and then I started working in various firms here. I think it was not a very good decision to do LLM just after LLB, because it's a post graduation degree, and it should be done once you have worked as a lawyer for considerable number of years, and you need a post grad degree. Otherwise, and plus, I mean, doing it from UK or US is a costly affair. So for me it was obviously very difficult. I took an education loan, etc. So it was a financial issue also. But having said that, UEA as a university is an excellent university. Beautiful. The campus is beautiful. It is a university town situated in Norwich. Norwich has only two things: the university and the Norwich Football Club. So it's a very small town, and you have if you love football, you can go and see that. Otherwise, the campus is beautiful. We had some very great professors, for especially for IP and international arbitration. So I thoroughly enjoyed my time there.
Okay.
It actually the dissertation that I took there. Sorry to interrupt, but the topic of dissertation I expanded as a book also, and later I published that book with Eastern Law House on valuation of intellectual property. So I owe it to the LLM.
That's interesting. He becoming an author.
Yeah.
Something added. So now, Akshat, you have worked in different international cities. So
Mhm.
which city is closest to your heart and why?
Singapore. Any time of the day, Singapore is the best city in the world. I think it is the safest, cleanest, most palatable city in the world. Weather-wise, it is beautiful, except some days of the year, which is applicable in any city, I think. But work-wise, profession-wise, business, everything is perfect in that city. I don't see anything that is wrong in that city, except for the cost of living. I think that is very high.
Okay. How do you unwind after demanding week managing alpha partners?
How do I unwind? I think there's no one way. I mean, sometimes I play Uno or Scrabble with my son. I think that's the best thing to do after a long day. Sometimes, few ghazals will do it on the speaker. So there are various ways. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, Akshat, what's one unique tradition or habit you have developed while managing a multi-jurisdictional practice?
Uh, I don't know about multi-jurisdictional practice, but one thing that I have developed over a period of years is that I think, and sometimes I have got the feedback that most of the associates do not have that experience in other firms. Is that every transaction or matter or litigation or anything that comes to the firm, we have a sort of a all-party meeting to discuss it threadbare, like till the very end of what all things are involved in it, so that we have the entire picture in the mind that what all things will go into it, what advice has to be given to the client, what information is required, what documents are required, etc., etc., everything. So I think that gives a lot of clarity in terms of how the work is to be done, how the assignment is to be handled, who will handle it, and that the this practice developed from reading about a concept called legal project management, or LPM, which basically applies the principles of project management which the engineers do to legal projects. And the essence of it is basically to break the project into very small tasks and assign it to various people and assign a value to it also. I mean, value obviously for uh, Indian setting, it may not be very relevant, but as far as the execution of the work and the quality control, etc., is concerned, I think that gets ensured by doing it. So, but it requires, a fair amount of deep discussion and deep diving on all aspects of a particular matter, and it can keep happening. So it has to be done repetitively, and every time you have some, because a transaction might change, the nature
Hmm.
of the transaction might change in between. Somebody decided to do a share acquisition, they might start thinking, okay, fine, we'll do a business acquisition now. So I mean, things might change in between, so you need to do it multiple times and keep checking the progress with the team. So I think that is a tradition that we have built, and it has worked out well for us.
Beautiful, beautiful. So now, which place from your travel itinerary you like to go with your family and loved ones?
Which place? Uh, I mean, I can go to Singapore any time of the year. I just love the place. But a lot of places have been not been discovered till now. Like for example, we have not been to Australia, so I would love to go there. We have not gone to Russia. I'd love to go there. So yeah,
Wow.
not this time of the year. Definitely not to Russia.
So, Akshat, what's a fun fact about you that most people might not know?
Wow. Okay. So this, some people might know who have been to our place, but we as a family, we are a great fan of Govinda songs, and we dance to it a lot. So anytime you see a party happening at our place, I think that is what will be playing on the system.
Wow. So my last question, which will be a googly one for your personal journey around. Describe Akshat in one line.
Uh, that's very different. I think this you should ask other people about. No, I think um, I saw picture of a crocodile, and it was written one line there that I don't know which is the biggest fish in the pond. I am entirely different animal. I think that is something that is close to me.
Oh, beautiful. Now, let's have some fun, the rapid fire round. Your go-to comfort food.
Go to comfort food. I'm a typical UPite, so arhar dal and chawal and sabji and roti is the best.
Okay. Your favorite place in Dubai.
Favorite place in Dubai? Uh, I think it has to be downtown. Yeah, you basically take a stroll on downtown. That's the best.
Okay. Favorite restaurant in Singapore.
Mm, I won't remember the name because it's I think a Vietnamese name, but yeah, Vietnamese food is good in Singapore.
Wow. Okay. Tea or coffee?
Coffee, any day, anytime.
Your favorite color?
My favorite color, and this was before I was a lawyer, so black.
Okay. Uh, Best piece of advice ever received.
I think there are a couple of them actually, many of them. So one, when I was just passing my CS, I was just about to clear it. I met somebody very senior. He was a senior IAS officer. He was my friend's father. So he asked me that, what do you want to do? I said, obviously, I'll get a job. He said, why do you want to do a job as a professional? So I said, what do you mean? So he said, Ki, if you think that you can earn X rupees a month, try getting a client which gives X plus rupees, and you will not be employed, and you will still be working for the same amount of money. So I think that at a very young age, that sowed a seed of entrepreneurship in my mind. Second, I think this was said by somebody, some motivational speaker or somebody, I don't remember, but it was very useful that in life you have to be sincere, not serious. So you should have fun, but you should be sincere in your work.
Wow, beautiful. So you did very well, and this was your Christmas gift.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
So, friends, it was a lovely conversation we had with Akshat Pande, how he transitioned himself from uh, practicing with in Indian law firms to going international, getting an exposure of being an international a corporate lawyer, and then having his operations finally at Alpha Partner in India and Dubai and managing on cross-border transactions, corporate restructuring, regulatory compliance. So this is the episode for legal professionals who want to transition their journey from being an Indian lawyer to being an international lawyer. He shared a lot of tips in how is he managing, mentoring, guiding, and his vision for taking his law firms to a bigger level in 2025. So this kind, so we have got such inspiring stories, 300 plus episodes at the Coffee Conversation Show. Subscribe so you get to learn, inspire, and if you want to be featured like Akshat, visit our website, the Emerging New Forum, and our team will invite you and have coffee conversation or a cup of coffee. So enjoy your 2024 and build your resolutions, your goals for 2025. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.